Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another Loki live stream. It's been a while since I did a live stream. I think the last live stream I did was during Developer Week. So, folks who don't know about Developer Week at Cloudflare, we had a Developer Week I think almost 3 weeks back. So in April we had a developer week where we announced a ton of new features, new products. So if you are still not building on Cloudflare, I would highly recommend just go and check out the announcements that we had at Developer Week, and that would inspire you to get building something on Cloudflare already. So, talking about Cloudflare, yesterday we also had a MCP demo day. So in this demo day, we had a lot of companies that are building on Cloudflare their MCP servers, demo some of the work that they have been doing, and showcase how MCP is gonna make it really easy to use their products for the end user, and it kind of inspired me to build an MCP server for my own. I have been thinking about building an MCP server for a while now. And after the demo day, we also had Kenzie Dots do a do a workshop, which became another inspiration for me. All right, I know how it works. It's just I need to get to it. And the workshop by Kenzie Dodge was really inspiring. It answered a couple of questions that I already had, which was really good for me. So I'm just gonna try to find those links for you, but you can always find that on the Cloudflare Dev channel. So let me get the link in the chat so you all have that with you. And also, I'm just gonna quickly share my screen as well. So let's see. All right. So this is the Cloudflare Developer channel. You would be able to find the videos in here. So this is the dry run episode 6, where we have Kenzie Dolls doing a workshop, and we have the MCP demo day video as well, which I would highly recommend you to check it out to get a better understanding of how you can add MCPs and bring that experience to your users as well. All right. Coming to today's stream, I wanted to build an MCP server for my use case, and let me try to find the GitHub repo and walk you through what I'm trying to solve for my particular use case. Let me see. To workshop. Right. I don't seem to find the repo in here, but basically it's over here. So basically, in my role, I do workshops and I give people access to an organization that I have created for this workshop, and this is DevRel Workshop. So if you come to my workshop, I guide you to this organization so that you don't have to spin up your own organization, or you don't need to like have the special permissions. My organization takes care of everything that you need, and because my workshop is mainly around R2, which is an object storage by Cloudflare, I created this organization so that people don't have to put in their credit card to just get started. Just use this organization to follow the workshop, and that's it. Right now, that was all working fine, but then post workshop was when I had to kind of do a lot of work. Now that the workshop is over, I would have to one remove everyone from the organization, because I trust you all, but I don't trust myself, and sometimes I might give wrong access to someone which they should not have. So one thing I really want to do is make sure that after the workshop is over, I remove all the members from this organization. The next thing I want to do is remove any of those resources they have created. Now, with resources, what I mean is a R2 bucket and also a worker application that they would have deployed on this organization, right? So those were the main things that I was trying to solve with this. To do that, I created a Hono app, which is basically just APIs. So as you can see, there are a bunch of API endpoints that I have. You create a token for this and you just put it into the API and then use it out of the box. This is working fine, but it's still not that intuitive. I have to start a development server. I haven't deployed it. Can deploy it and use it on a deployed server, but it wasn't that intuitive to use. So I thought, MCP would be a good way to do that. So I could just chat to my application, uh, and the LLM would take care of all the things. So I don't have to really do this manually now. So this is what we're going to try to build today. So that's the whole idea. Now to get started, uh, I was going through Cloudflare's MCP server repo. So this contains all the existing all the existing MCPs that Cloudflare have built. And over here, we can see you can basically do a lot of these things that I really want to do. For example, we have a workers binding MCP server. So if I open up that repo, we should be able to see that it allows us to list a bucket, create a bucket, and delete a bucket, which is fantastic. That's one of the operations that I want to do. It also allows me to get the worker. So that's good. Maybe we'll add a tool which allows us to delete the workers as well. So this MCP server does take care of a few things, but it does not take care of removing an account member from the organization. So that's something that I am going to try to tackle in this live stream. All right. Enough of me talking. I would love to know from you if you have explored MCPs, and if you have built an MCP. So I would love to see that, and I would love to know from you as well. All right. One thing I also thought of doing was try out the documentation server, because in the documentation we have basically everything that you would need to build an MCP server. So I want to use the documentation MCP server and maybe use Windsurf to build this for me from the scratch. So let's go ahead and do that. To set up an MCP server, you need to configure it like this. Okay. I haven't done this before, so we're gonna do it from scratch. I'm just gonna open Windsurf. All right, looks like Windsurf opened on another screen. So let me pull it up in here. All right. So this should be now visible to you all. I'm gonna zoom in a bit, and there was an option from here, maybe memories and rules. No, okay. All right, I am just trying to see if there is an easy way. I don't see that. So let's go ahead and do Windsurf settings. And in here, I want to maybe scroll down and see where I can do MCP servers. Global rules, editors, Windsurf tab. The funny thing is I already did add an MCP server earlier, which was using context 7. If you are using Cursor or Windsurf, I would highly recommend you to try out context 7. It has a really good I don't see. Okay, it basically gives you a lot of all right, here it is. So it gives you proper docs for any of the open of any of the projects out there. Right. So I found the MCP server. It sits under cascade setting. That's fantastic. I'm going to click on add MCP. This is going to be my custom MCP server. All right. In here, it gives me a config file. Just going to copy paste this. Now I know I want to use the Cloudflare bindings. Zoom this a bit more. The Cloudflare bindings MCP server, so I'm gonna use that. But the one that I am also interested in using is the docs, which is over here. I'm just gonna copy this URL and I don't want to use observability for now, but another great MCP server to use, Cloudflare dev docs. I'm just going to do Cloudflare docs. I'm going to save this, uh, close it, refresh, and hopefully it works and we have the login screen, which is fantastic. This is what we kind of wanted because it has an OAuth flow in there, and it says that the Cloudflare workers binding MCP wants to make changes to my account, right? And this is what actually we wanted to do because we wanted to get the list of workers and also get the list of our two buckets that we have and also delete those buckets. So this is good. It automatically takes me to the login screen. I can then click on allow. All right. We ran into this screen. That's fine. I'm just gonna take a screenshot, maybe send it back to my team so that we can fix it. It's still refreshing. Okay. All right. I'm just gonna close this, come back over here and do refresh again. All right. Okay. One more try. And we're going to see how that works. And I got my friend Pratik joining in. Hey, Pratik. I know we have been talking about building an MCP server for the product that we are building. So I think this would be like a good way for us to learn how to build MCP servers on Cloudflare and maybe edit for our own product. And we got CY. Hey, CY. I just realized we were talking about doing something with MCP servers. So maybe let's get this started because this live stream is going to be like a 101 for me to build MCP servers. So let me try to learn a bit about building MCP servers, and then we can do a live stream together where we both build an MCP server for a particular use case, and we can discuss this as well. So thank you for tuning in. Right. Funny thing, I forgot that there is a ticker that's going on that says starting soon, and it is already started. Silly me. Anyways, coming back to this, I'm gonna try refresh again, and I still get an internal error. All right. Okay. So good thing. Testing it out. I can get back to my team and let them know that hey, this is broken. We need to fix this. All right. While that is gonna happen, all right, this is what I'm gonna do. Because we are getting an error for Cloudflare bindings MCP, I'm gonna, for now, just comment this out. All right. I'm just gonna wait for Windsurf to finish the refreshing. While that is happening, let's come back to our docs. And we are gonna take inspiration from the workers binding server and build something on top of it. So I have this open in here, and it has a source directory which has context.ts. Okay, I'm just trying to understand what stuff we have in here. Right, it is basically defining the types. So let's go to index.ts now. Cloudflare OAuth handler. This is something that we would need for our MCP. What else? Handle dev mode. All right. We have got user details. That is great. Right. So there is an MCP common somewhere in here. If I go to packages, MCP common. All right. So in the source directory, we can find things in here, which is great. If I go to Cloudflare auth.ts, this is what we really need for our project because we want to have authentication for our account. We don't want anyone to get access to our account. We just want the account owner to have access to their Cloudflare account. So I know auth in MCP is like a hot topic, and this implementation is a good inspiration to add auth for your MCP servers. So this is what we need. So I'm basically going to copy the whole thing and use it for my project. But again, we haven't set up a project yet. So let's go ahead and do that. Just gonna go to the documentation, go to view all products. I know we have in here, trying to find where we have that in the docs. Over here, my bad. So in the overview, the best practices getting started guide, this is what we want. Now with authentication and authorization. So if I take this in here, so we already have a template. So we already have a template ready to go. So you can just copy this and run the command in your terminal to get the project set up. All right, I'm going to refresh this again. And while that is happening, let me switch to my terminal and add this. While this demo or this template has a GitHub OAuth, I don't really want that. So I'm going to, for now, rename my project to make it easy for me to identify it. I'm going to say CF MCP account manager. Well, it's cloning the template for us, and while that is happening, let me take it back to Windsurf, and now we have our Cloudflare's documentation MCP in here. So this is what I really want to do. I want to try out building this MCP servers with the help of AI. So I'll just write the prompts, and hopefully it will build the whole MCP server. Now, I am sure I would have to go in there and make a bunch of changes, but this would be like a fun experiment to try it out on the live stream. Do you want to use Git? We do want to use Git, and we don't want to deploy the application yet. So I'm going to go no, and then I have CF MCP account manager. Let's open this up in Windsurf. Now we don't really need this window of Windsurf. So I'm going to close it. And all right, before we start with our application, let's just test this one. So in here, I am going through the docs. Let me zoom in a bit more. So getting started, we have done. All right, it does require me to set up a GitHub client. That is something I don't want to do on the live stream. So, all right, I'm going to skip this step because I don't want to do this on the live stream. But let's just say this is working and we want to go ahead and build our own MCP server now. So I am going to use Claude 3.5 because this is the model that has been really good for me all the time. Do I need to? Okay, no, okay. Let's just see. I want to build an MCP server to do the following. List all the members in my Cloudflare organization. Delete all the members except the ones with, let's just say, super admin permission. Also, let's just do this. List all the R2 buckets. Delete all the Two buckets. For now, I'm just gonna. All right. Okay. Let's just not ask you to do everything all at once. Let's just try to go step by step. And I'm also going to say use the provided MCP tool to build this. One more thing I need to add is make sure there is OAuth. All right. Now this might take some time. I'm assuming it would take a couple of seconds. It already checked for the query, found the documentation for that, which is in here. All right. Specific for Cloudflare Organization Members API. It found that information in here. That's great. And based on the documentation, I'll help you create an MCP server. Okay. Now, fingers crossed. Hope this does its job and I don't have to fix a lot of things because one thing I have experienced when I let AI write the whole code for me is the pain of debugging the code. Because for me, if I am not writing the code by myself, it gets a bit tricky to understand what function is doing what and like where the code lives for a particular stuff. So that is what I don't want to do in here. So let's just see how this would go. Right, while this is happening, let's come back to here to the docs and go step by step to understand what was in the template. All right, you will notice that in the example MCP server, we have an index.ts file. That's correct. And we have a default GitHub handler, which takes in an OAuth provider. All right. This will ensure that your users are redirected to GitHub to authenticate. To get this working, though, you need to create OAuth client apps and such steps below. Yeah. Okay. We don't really want to do this. So I'm going to skip this. And I can test the MCP server. So I can start the MCP server locally with npm start. All right. And then to have the MCP inspector, this is the command that we need to run. All right. Okay. Looks good. This looks good. I am going to go back and check on AI and see what it has done. So it is making now some changes to our code. We don't need a GitHub handler and OctoKit. That's perfect. It removes that. Yeah, there is an error. I should have installed the packages. Will it do that? I don't know. I'm just going to run that over here to make sure that is fixed now. Okay. Super admin role, super administrator, Cloudflare organization manager. That's good. Now list all members. This is the tool that it has created for us. It lists all the members in the Cloudflare org. All right, so it is making a call to the API endpoint, passing in the access token, and then returning the result. Perfect. And if allowed username dot has or this props dot login. Okay, this is from the GitHub example. Delete non-super admins. This will go ahead and delete all the non-super admins. So text goes again. All right, so it basically maps through all the users that we have and deletes them one by one and returns the response to us. This is good. This is really good. So it has created the tools that we need. We'll now look at the Cloudflare handler and see what it has done. Ooh, okay. I did not know that we had this packet. So this is good to know. I'm just going to go back to our workers binding MCP and see Now this is the common one. So we have this package. That's great. It has a type auth request, and we are using pkce for this. Generate the auth URL, get authorization URL. All right. Get auth token. Wow. Okay. Okay. I So if this works in like just one go, I'm gonna be mad crazy because I haven't write a single line of code. I've just added the Cloudflare docs MCP server, and Windsurf is writing the whole code for me, which is exciting. While this is happening, I need to create the credentials, the OAuth credentials that it would use. So now let's install the dependencies. Okay, let's gonna accept this and let it install the dependencies. While this is running, what I wanted to do was, okay, I wanted to get the credentials. Again, I'm not gonna do the whole thing on the live stream because I don't want to leak my credentials. But I'll, I haven't done this before, so I'll see how this is done, and we can probably look at the steps together, and I'll try to do it off the screen. Benefits of this library, usage. All right, does it say how do I get the credentials? Or do I even need I think I do need to pass on some kind of credentials, right? That's gonna be interesting. Okay, I don't. The env provide object available to the fetch handlers provides some method to query the storage. Okay. Yeah, so there is client ID that I need. Does it check? Where can I get the client ID? Yeah, one of the other fun and interesting thing is like this library was written using Claude. So Kenton says over here that he was a bit skeptical with using AI to write code, but this library kind of was an experiment for him, and when he started using this, he was mind blown by this, which is still, I mean, it's a bit, it's very crazy for me that AI can do everything for us now. Okay, I think this has doc in here. Changes overview. Right, so why it, as you can see, it has run successfully. So I'm just gonna stop this. I'm gonna say the command ran successfully and let it hopefully continue what it needs to do. Interesting. There is okay. I'm just gonna wait and see. All right, great. Now that we have set up the MCP server, created this, users will need to authenticate, members management, security, OAuth in your cloud. Create an OAuth application, set the redirect URL to your worker's domain, add the client ID, OAuth application. Okay, so wait, but did it also make any changes to my .devvars file? It does not have that in here. I'm just trying to find out how and where it is doing client ID. Uh, my index, which is accept all the changes. It's not using Zor, which is not something I'm happy about. Cannot find module. Interesting. We did run npm. So this is in here. And we have the OAuth provider as well. Okay. So I'm just gonna leave those errors as they are and try to see. So in the init, it has a tool to list the members. It has a tool to delete all the members, and it is wrapped up in our OAuth provider, which has a default handler, which is the Cloudflare handler. I see there are a bunch of errors that we get. I'm gonna let these errors be as they are. All right, this is interesting. I'm just gonna try and run this. Do npm run dev. All right, could not resolve model context protocol SDK. We do have that SDK. So I'm not sure why we're getting this error. I feel there is something that we are missing. I don't know what it is. Should I change the type to module, because that's what we saw. The current file is in a common JS module whose import will produce require. However, the reference file is an ECMA script and cannot be imported with require. This is an interesting error to have. But we still get errors for this with corresponding type. Is it because we wait MCP agent and MCP server? Is this the correct place to get them? Okay, I'm just gonna go to our examples. Yes, that's not the place to get this. So we have an agent SDK that you can use to build your uh, MCP servers, and this is where we were getting the error. All right, so we have to import MCP agent. That is good. I'm thinking of the server as well. Do we have that? Let's just try it. MCP server. Nope. This server is coming in from more context protocol. That is interesting. Index TS. All right. So this is what Windsurf missed out. All right, and then it says relative import path need to have. There are some TypeScript errors which I don't really like. Right, it's tsconfig. That was, yep, 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 yep. It was tsconfig. We don't want node 16. No. Nope, nope, nope. All right, so we don't really want this. tsconfig should is the place that we need to fix. So let's do ES2022 in module, and module resolution should just be node. What else? Nothing else needs to change. Yeah, because we don't have this installed in here. Let's see. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. npm I agents. So agents is an SDK that is created again by Cloudflare that you can use to build agents, MCP servers. It comes with both, I think, client and a server to build agents, and this is kind of built on top of durable objects. For the folks who don't know about durable objects, it is. I like how Kent mentioned durable objects in the live stream yesterday, because that's how I also think about durable objects. It allows you to basically build stateful serverless apps, right? Now, if you want to know more about durable objects, just let me know in the chat, and I'll be happy to walk you through it a bit and like explain you a bit more. But that's what durable objects allow you to do. But coming back to our project now, hopefully we should be able to run it. npm and dev. Okay, yes. I know the error because we are, as I mentioned, have a durable object namespace, I would say, but we don't really are defining the durable object in here. So we need to add a durable object binding. Now, I am just going to go to one of the examples of MCP server in here. This is the MCP common. Let's not go into that. Just gonna go to the workers binding example. Let's go ahead and do that. And I want to see what bindings it is calling. It's called workers binding MCP. Okay. The reason why I'm trying to do this is to understand where is this namespace getting used, and I think I know this answer. It would be this my MCP. So what I am thinking. Again, I haven't built MCP servers. All right, but it has this. Okay, huh? Interesting. So we already have the JSON C Wrangler file, and it has this durable objects configured already. Failed to construct durable object base. Okay. And this is why I try also not to use a lot of AI to write code for me, because then we run into such errors. Anyways, so let's see. This is MCP workers bindings MCP, and it extends this has a state and a prop as parameters as well. Okay, so you're not passing on any kind of state worker MCP state, which is getting defined in here. Huh. I'm just gonna let it be MCP state, and this is for now. Going to be empty, and I will say MCP state. and this. Now we are passing in some MCP state. So hopefully this should work. Let's see. Uh, One is not of type durable object state. All right. Just gonna go back, check how we are passing. All right. So the first parameter should be the environment variable, then the state, and then the props. Hmm. Server, set server, get server, initial state. Hmm. We did install agents, we have also installed MCP. So why is it still complaining? All right, let's try to run it again. Let's give it to these. Give the error to the AI. This is the error that was written. Please help me fix it. Now I wish I would have written the code by myself because I would know what things are going on where and would have better understood what thing, the whole code. Anyways, let's see what it comes up with. Okay, because we need to properly initialize the durable object with a state. Let's modify the MCP implementation to handle the durable object state correctly. Configured in your wrangler.toml file. Let me check. It is already done, so it should not do any changes in there. Wait, it did make some changes in there. I think so. Let's see. Wrangler.tsng. No. No. It is still in here. So what change did it make? And I'm just gonna reject this and see if this works. npm and dev. Nope, we still get the same. This is different error which is called uncaught default. Handler must be either an export handler object with a fetch method or a class extending worker entry point. And I think this is what the issue is when it changed this in here. So instead of doing a fetch like this, it should have been what it did earlier. Like this, hopefully. I hate using AI tools sometimes. It did a good start. I think I need to understand this better to make the most of using AI for this. So I'm gonna jump back to our code in here to understand it better. Okay. Wait, I'm trying to, let's go to the docs. That would be a better place to do this. Build an MCP server. This is with auth. want to do it without auth. Deploy first MCP server. All right. You know what? Let's try out. Check the. If I can find that link. Let's just first go and try this. And folks, if you have an idea of how I can do it, just please help me in here, because I am a bit confused of why this is not working. So in the demos directory, there should be better auth, Slack OAuth, there was a GitHub OAuth, there should be a GitHub OAuth. Yeah, I think this was the example that I started with. All right, so I'm gonna look into the source directory and look into index.ts. So we have the MCP agent, we have the MCP server, Zod, and then octokit, that's fine, allowed username, all right. So we have server, which is a new MCP server, start like this. We have the tools in here, and this is how we are. Inside API handler, we have MCP. Okay. Just gonna what was the shortcut again? Never mind. Let's bring it up in here. Put this side by side and try to make some changes to Cloudflare handler. It's still doing stuff. Okay. So while it is doing that, let's take a look. So we have props. That's fine. We're calling a super admin. No, that's not how I want to do it. I'm just gonna let it do what it's trying to do. We export default with the auth provider. We have an API route. We had an API handler, a default handler, authorization endpoint, token endpoint, and a client registration endpoint. All right. So we were exporting things correctly. That was good. Let's come in here and look at GitHub handler. Not how it should be. It's just taking some unnecessary steps. I'm just gonna ignore it for now. All right. Let's take a look here. So we are importing workers. We have the OAuth provider. They're using Hono as well. That's great. Okay. So because we're gonna implement Cloudflare's OAuth. This is what I need. Maybe, maybe not. No, I need to find the package MCP. Okay, this is basically what I need. There is an MCP error as well. I'm just not going to use that for now. I'm going to let the AI cook, and then do my own thing, because this is clearly not working, and I am not happy with what this is. The AI is doing. Cool. All right. I'm just gonna go ahead and do reject all because it's taking a lot of time. And we are running out of time. Copy this code. paste it in here. This is going to give me an error. That's fine. Just gonna try to find where we are using MCP error. Ooh. Okay, I'm just gonna look through error for now. I'm just gonna do console dot. Okay. All right. I'm just gonna throw an error for now. I'm not gonna do MCP error. Is the type already? Is it? I don't know. I don't trust AI anymore. All right. Are we going to come here? We have the. How is this exported now? All right. So we have an async function. We have this generate auth URL, and then we have get authorization URL. Get auth token, refresh auth token. So this is not the handler. Okay. So this is gonna basically handle our Cloudflare auth. So where would I find the handler? Create auth handlers. Right, so it should have also have a function called create auth handlers. Not really. So Cloudflare dot yes, this is Cloudflare OAuth handler. So again, go to this. This is what we need. All right, so this basically can go into a utils directory where I'm just going to call it auth.ts. Paste it in here. Save this, come back over here, copy it, have a Cloudflare handler now. Now I don't have observability. Comment this out. This is going to be utils auth. Again, we are not using MCP errors. I'm just going to comment this out. We don't have this. So that's gone. No more importing things in here. I love that we are using Hono. So I am just going to go ahead and npm install Hono. npm my Hono. All right, that is happening. Bindings, OAuth provider, Cloudflare client ID, secret. That's perfect. And we have the auth schema. We have a user schema. Get user and account. Get token and user details. Handle token action callback. All right. Metrics. We're not doing anything. Sentry. We're not using. We don't want this for now. This. Yeah, I'm just gonna comment it out. So what I'm trying to do is just use the stuff that I want to, and then start adding those things that we might need. I don't need metrics for now. I'm just gonna comment that. But I like how we have metrics for this, so we can log an event, which is good. Base Hono context. Not sure where this is coming from. This is coming in from Sentry again. So this is what we don't need again. So we can just remove this. Save it. Also need to add components or validator. Let's go to terminal and do npmi. Right, we are almost on time. I want to try to at least get this working. So this is good. We have it in here. We still have still have some TypeScript errors. We want to make sure. Okay, so we don't have. I'm not using Sentry. I'm not using Sentry again. Let's see what we are calling this class. Create auth handlers. Cloudflare OAuth handler, that's okay. So we have that stuff in here. I should have started it by myself and not use AI to do stuff, because now we're just trying to get up to speed. Interesting. I like how this is doing fetch. This is different than what we had in our example earlier. Interesting. So if it's a environment is a development environment, test environment, and the OAuth is disabled, we handle it by dev mode, which is again something kind of custom to this repo. All right. But if not, we return the new OAuth provider, which is again a class coming in from here. Perfect. So we have this OAuth provider. We pass on. Let me scroll in. We pass on the default handler as the Cloudflare handler. That's good. We give it some scopes. Okay. And there is an authorization or authorized URL. This update it in here. We have a token, and we then call exchange token to do this for us. We also have TTL, it's the time to live for the token, and then client registration endpoint. All right, let's do token exchange callback. The token endpoint, we have the token registration callback, and hopefully it should update. Yes. Okay, I know a fix for this. Import env from Cloudflare workers. So that's gone now. Now I need to create a Cloudflare client ID and a Cloudflare secret. I'm just gonna do a .dev.vas, paste that in here, and the other thing we wanted to have is Cloudflare client secret. This is something that I need to create now. So let's see, how do I do that? Okay. One thing interesting to note over here is having SSE and MCP endpoint support, which is interesting. So you can basically have server side, server sent events, and then an MCP endpoint. I'm not really sure what protocol does this use. I think it's like the standard input output. I might be wrong. Again, doing MCP for the first time. So still not sure about it, but I'm just gonna keep it the API handler as this. Okay. One thing I need to do is pass on the scopes to my MCP. So let's just do. Oops. Scopes. Cannot find required scopes. We want to make sure it has all the required scopes as well. So again, I need to go to MCP common, show scopes. Okay, packages, MCP common, we are in there. And if I check scopes, user read and offline access, okay. Offline access account read. We also want account. For now, we don't want all these. I'm just going to remove them and say account. All right, okay. Okay. I don't know if those scopes really exist, but we just gonna go with the suggestion and hopefully it works. All right. I still need to create client and secret. So what I'm gonna do for now is just gonna save this with some random values because I want to make sure we before we do that we have this running npm run cf type check. Do we have that command or is it just no? Okay, type gen. We have that. So this will basically create the types for us, so we don't have these errors anymore, which is good. And now hopefully I should be able to run npm in there. No. Okay. There is no Cloudflare handler which is being exported. That's true. So how are we doing it again? In this repo. So we have a create auth handler. That's what we're doing. And we are then in this file, we are then creating an auth handler. Oh, nice. Okay. So what we want to do is to create auth handlers. And then it requires nope default handler. But now we get an error. Why? The expected type comes from property or folder options, which is declared here on type this. But also see there is a TS ignore, which means that this is expected. Maybe not. Let's see. We got this up, which is good. I like it. Without any errors. Now what I want to do is go to again the repo, sorry the docs, and we had a command to test MCP servers locally. Where was it? Over here. I'll run this command. This will open up an inspector for us and should work for us. Let's see. All right, the inspector is up and running over here, which is good. We're gonna do SSE and our application is running over there. If I do this, I get an error, which is fine. Fetch failed. Error failed. Does not give me. Good reason. I don't know why. If I click on authenticate, no. Huh. I get an error message, which is fine. But I'm trying to understand. Fail, refused, 8787. Yeah, okay. Oh, my bad. So it's running on 8788. All right. So this is working fine. We haven't configured our client ID and client secret. So that's why we are getting this screen, which is good. But we know that this is working, which is fantastic. Now I need to just figure out how do I create my client ID and a client token. And as you can see, once we got it working, I got a bit more excited. But yes, let's do 10 more minutes. And in 10 more minutes, hopefully we will be able to make this work. Now somewhere I had my cloudboard dashboard open, but I don't see it over here. So I'm just gonna try to open it on a different screen. Make sure that I am logged in already and I don't go through that process again. All right. I should have one open here, but never mind. So I have one open on my other screen. Let me bring it in here. So this is the DevRel workshop org that I was talking about. If I go to manage account. Okay. Now again, I have not created the client ID and client secret before for this. I don't want API tokens. Just trying to see if how to do that. Or maybe I'm just gonna check the docs. Or let's do this because we have that MCP for the docs. How do I create an OAuth app on Cloudflare? Let's see. Hopefully this should work. Nope. This is for access. Not exactly what I'm looking for. I'm not sure if this is something we can do really on Cloudflare because I have not really seen people build Cloudflare auth, like basically have an OAuth flow with Cloudflare. So may work, may not work. Let's see how that goes. I'm going to create a custom OAuth app in Cloudflare. Okay, let's see. Take two. This is still API token authentication, API key authentication, that is legacy. Okay, you just create an API token from the Cloudflare dashboard. You provide this token to your application. Your application can then make authenticated request. So I cannot really do an OAuth flow, it seems, with Cloudflare. This is something I'm gonna try and test internally. So I'm thinking what else can we do, or how can I make it work for now. Uh, uh, uh. Let's see. I already have the tools in place, so that is a good thing. What I want to do is try to use this out of the box. So let's just try to look at the Auth demo, and maybe we pass this as an the token as an environment variable for now. Again, not advisable. Just trying to do this for demo. Don't do that ever. Remote MCPs demos. This is the authorized example. In here, what I want to see is how we are handling fetch. So we have that MCP agent that's already in place. And then, okay. So this is what we really want. Close this. For now, comment this out because we don't need it. And just do this on my MCP server. This is going to run here. And then we have the token which is getting passed from props. Right, for now, let's just do this. And is there anywhere else? No, okay. Now I'll do env dot Cloudflare access token. Going to copy this, save it. Again, just gonna have, wait, what happened? Why? Got it, okay. Just gonna have some dummy token for now. I'm gonna take this to the other screen and add this token, generate this token and add it. Let me show you here how to generate a token. So I'm gonna go to my account. We already have API tokens. I'm gonna click on create token, and over here you can select from all the token templates, or you can just create your own. So I'm gonna click on get started for the custom one. Let me zoom in, and your API token description name, I'm gonna call it MCP so demo, and it should have members, account organization ID providers, access account. I'm going to do account settings for now. Oh, you know what? Let's just not do it this way. So we have, I'm going to view the summary for this. So Cloudflare pages. Okay, I needed that. Yeah, so it's account settings. Perfect. Create token. Get started for the custom one. MCP server demo. And this should be account settings. Let's do edit. Why not? Click on continue summary, and I'm not going to click on create token because this is going to leak my token. So I'm going to take it to the screen, create the token, add it to my application, and then come back over here. So I am on my other screen. I have the token. I have copied it, and let me bring the screen again. So now you see I have MCP server demo. That's good. Now the other thing I want to do is paste it in here. Let me go back here to my editor, paste it, save it, and now I'm not gonna open the dev environment, dev variable file. Okay, because it is giving me TS thingy, I'm just gonna do npm run cf typegen. and it has created a type. So we should not see the error anymore, and now I can implement that. It is running. I can come in here to our inspector. Let's try to connect it. It's not. Tool member is already registered. This is an interesting error. Uh, uh, okay, SSE error. So this is wait. SSE transport 401 unauthorized. Okay, from MCP server. Non-200 status code 401. So it's I get it because we don't have an account ID as well. My bad. I can cut the account ID from the URL here and would basically add it as your environment variable as well, but it should be fine for now. Since just having my account ID cannot be that risky. Let's see. Connected. Type error, all right. Does it tell me for which tool it is? Oh shit. It's gonna start having streamable HTTP, that's great. SSH transport, accept. This tool list members is already registered. I just don't get it how. I don't have streamable HTTP, do I? I don't think so. Huh. In one of the demos that I saw, it had like a different panel, so I don't know. Okay, I'm trying to list members is already registered. Where and how? I'm just gonna try to restart this again. Alright, one last try. It does not work. Well, we tried, and I am running out of time. I went way beyond the time that I thought I would do. So for now, let's try to recap this really quick, and I'm gonna just share a few learnings that I had in this live stream, and hopefully it helps you as well. One of the cool things that I really enjoyed, which I should have not done to this extent, was let AI try to build the whole MCP server for me. So most of this code that you see in here is written by AI. I think that is also one of the reasons why we're running into the issues, but it has done a really good job. And the way I did this was by adding MCP, the Cloudflare documentation MCP, to my Windsurf. Can I open it from here? Let me see. Yeah. So this is the MCP server that I added to Windsurf. So now it basically uses this MCP server to go through Cloudflare's documentation and bring in all the latest information. And then based on that information, help me understand what is going on or like just write the code for me. So this experience was really good. If you want to like find this MCP servers and other MCP servers from Cloudflare, I would suggest you go to this repo. The link should be in the chat now. So it has a bunch of MCP servers that are created by us. You can use it for your day-to-day needs, which would be quite fun. So we let AI write the code for us and ran into quite a few issues. Uh, but once we were able to resolve this issue by ourselves and just going through the examples of these MCP servers, the code for these MCP servers, we learned that uh, we did not find a way to create an OAuth application for Cloudflare, which was what we initially intended it to do. So we wanted it to basically, connect to Cloudflare via OAuth, and then we can have that OAuth flow going on instead of passing on an access token by ourselves. So we did not find that possibility. So there is something that I need to check again. But apart from that, the other we tried out with an API token, and we are running into an issue which seems interesting. It says that list members is already registered, which I don't know what it really means by that. So I'm just gonna, yeah, and we kind of ran out of time for this. So I'm not gonna dive too much into it. But once we had this going on, we ran the command npm run dev to start the local server, and then to start this, let me show you this nice looking inspector. We ran the command npx model context protocol something. Where is it? Where is it? Yeah. So this command to start up the inspector and try to run our application. So that is what we tried to do. We have gotten to like a good start, I would say, because we have the tools. We have the tools. We have the basic code ready, I would say. The only thing for me is to learn more about MCPs, understand how they work, because I just jumped in without like good technical knowledge about MCP servers and try to use AI to build it. Terrible idea. Would not recommend. But yeah, this was like what we did in this live stream. Hopefully, I will be able to finish this and put it up on GitHub. So I would say if you are interested in looking at the source code for this, maybe just follow me on GitHub at Herschel1712. I'll try to put it up on GitHub, and yeah, I see one comment from Vaibhav. I am currently adding OAuth to my mobile app, to my mobile MCK client so I can access worker bindings. Ooh, that would be interesting to see. I think I saw your tweet. I am not 100% sure if it was you or someone else, but I am gonna assume it's you who are building like a mobile chat app which can also be used as an MCP client, because I saw your tweet about it and you were kind of accessing a Cloudflare MCP or some other MCP, but I do remember seeing something around that. So would love to know about how that goes for you, and happy to chat more about it. And again, thank you all for joining in, and yeah, let me know what you want me to do in the next live stream. Should we do more of the MCP? Because again, I am very new to MCPs, as you can tell. So if you found this to be kind of interesting and want to learn MCPs with me, let me know. Again, would love to have you on here if you want to. And my boss says as it was him with the tweet. Let me try to find the tweet and show it to folks as well. Can I pull this? Oh, I can. Perfect. Uh, Yep. So this is the tweet that I was talking about. I don't know if it is volume. No. But yeah, so you can have basically use Vaibhav's mobile app to run or to talk to MCP clients, remote MCP clients, which is fantastic. This is great because I have been thinking kind of the same thing to build something with React Native because I am more of a React Native developer than a Android developer. So I think I wanted to try that. I haven't tried that. Maybe look out for a client if that is already available to add that to a React Native application. But this is fun. So I would say go ahead and follow Vaibhav as well. He's building some fun stuff, and would be interesting to see how what all things we can do with MCP. So once again, thank you all for joining in, and I hope you had some fun. It was fun for me. I learned a few things, ran into a lot of issues, but enjoyed it. But again, thank you for joining in and hope to see you in my next live stream. Till then, have fun. Bye.